So there's no denying that Grand Theft Auto 6 is the most anticipated video game in history. For the last 13 years since the release of Grand Theft Auto 5, people aren't just excited because they want a game, they're excited because Grand Theft Auto represents something greater. It represents a time in the past when we as a society could laugh at ourselves and not take ourselves too seriously. Before things became crazy with COVID, social media, and Trump. And that's kind of the problem right there with Grand Theft Auto 6, is that it's not just carrying hype, it's carrying nostalgia for a world that no longer exists. And nostalgia isn't harmless because it makes us cling to things that no longer work. Because Grand Theft Auto isn't just a video game, it's a cultural institution. When it comes to video game franchises, it's one of the most popular in history. It's as mainstream as Mario and Call of Duty. Your grandma probably knows what Grand Theft Auto is. And people are going to, as a result, project a lot of meaning onto it. Since the last game was released in 2013, so much has changed in society, often for the worst. And we're looking at Grand Theft Auto to help us laugh at things and tell us it's okay. Because what made Grand Theft Auto such a great series wasn't the violence or the chaos or the freedom, it was the satire. Grand Theft Auto really was the first game that satirized not just a few things here and there, but American life as a whole. Through the music, the radio commercials, GTA 3 revolutionized the world by becoming this immersive, amoral sandbox that lets you commit atrocities on innocent people and then slaps you on the wrist so you can go about your way of committing crime. But nowadays, there aren't many TV shows or games that do satire well, especially in old media. Shows like SNL and South Park used to, but they're losing steam and cultural relevance. You get better satire in new media like YouTube, TikTok, and podcasts. But video games, it's rare, and GTA set that standard. But a lot of fans are looking to see what Rockstar has to say about how things have changed since the last Grand Theft Auto game was released. Pronouns, the Trump presidency, COVID, you can go on forever. But I don't think the new game is going to be able to live up to that standard for several reasons. For one, the people working on this game are a new cohort of programmers, designers, directors, artists, and producers who have come up and have graduated from colleges in the post-2010 SJW woke era. And compared to earlier development teams of the past games, this one has been shaped even more by the increasing progressivism that has taken over college campuses. And that's not a conspiracy. That's just how things work. The second reason why is the Rockstar that's making GTA 6 is not the same Rockstar that did GTA 3, Vice City, or San Andreas. Things have changed significantly since then. Back then, game developers had a lot more creative freedom because the financial stakes weren't nearly as high. Those earlier GTA games were made for around $30 million in today's dollars. GTA 6's budget is over $1 billion. So there's more at stake financially. And when that happens, companies take less risks. And satire and being edgy is risky financially, especially in today's post-Twitter/X cancel culture. So as a result, you're probably going to see them play it a bit more safe with the humor or the game's content. Maybe you get your bank account frozen if you punch too many old ladies. Or your girlfriend leaves you because you got canceled on X and she doesn't want to be guilty by association. The other reason why is now we, since GTA 5 came out, are now dominated by social media. And as a result, we live in this constant cycle of content and reaction to that content, and this whole sort of conversation about our culture, which happens all online and changes by the minute. It's impossible for any video game to keep up with that and satirize it in a way that doesn't already feel dated. I'll put it to you this way. We all know the 6-7 meme, right? That was 2025, so ages ago. There's no way GTA 6 could have something referencing the 6-7 meme or something like that. Because most likely they finished main production on the game in 2024. Meaning that all they've been doing since then have been things like QA testing, fixing bugs, and tying up loose ends. So even if they wanted to react to something that happened since then, they can't. Game development requires so much effort and labor that it'd be impossible to go back now and add stuff in without delaying the game for another year or more. And unlike reactionary shows like South Park and SNL, which take a week to produce, or a YouTube video which could be done in hours, GTA 6 has been in development for 12 years. So you really just can't see the same amount of cultural responsiveness that we're used to now because of social media. And what's interesting about the whole yearning for nostalgia is the game takes place in Vice City, which of course is based on Miami. The Art Deco, the pink neon lights, the beach, the scantily clad women. which I think was done because it's a desire to go back to what Miami represents today, especially after COVID, a pre-crazy liberal, non-woke, big city haven from places like New York or LA. Today, Miami is seen as this bastion of decadence and freedom, which are essential to the Grand Theft Auto ethos. But the problem is that nostalgia, or going back to the past, won't fix these issues. Because even if we could go back to the 90s and we could all live in modern Miami, we're still going to end up in the same place culturally with progressiveness that we're in now. Because that stuff isn't merely the problem, but it's a symptom of moral decay. So even if we could go back to the 90s or 2000s, which we can't, we're still going to end up in the same place as we are now. Maybe delayed a few years, but that's it. And I'm not saying GTA 6 is going to be a bad game. From a technical standpoint, I think it's going to be an amazing game. Just based on the trailers and the in-game footage that we've seen, it looks incredible. But I think a lot of the hype is asking it to do something it just can't do, because culture has sped up faster than video games can keep up. And I think that the yearning for nostalgia is bad, because instead of trying to create games that reflect the present, we still kind of look to the past. But there are games that do reflect the present day, even if unintentionally, like the Souls games and Elden Ring, which is why I feature them prominently in my channel so much, because they reflect something about the present, the isolation and difficulty of modern life that other games don't. And even though I was never a huge GTA fan, I've always been impressed by the series and how much effort Rockstar puts into its games. And I have no doubt they're putting the same care into GTA 6. But I don't think it's going to give us that feeling of nostalgia. I don't think it's going to bring back the 90s and give us the world that we're yearning for. And that's not Rockstar's fault, but of the times that we live in. So what do you guys think? Do you think GTA 6 is going to live up to the hype? Do you think it's just a push for nostalgia? Do you think another game might? Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really appreciate the support. And be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, or you're a